Hey everyone, welcome to the Pixel Chicken Podcast. We're here. My name is River Reinking. As always, we have Philip and Stryker. Beamer, that is. Not. Oh. Ooh, you there, Stryker?
Yeah.
All right. How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Oh,
it's been all Friday night growing up.
Did you go to Izzy's?
No.
What?
No.
What?
I went into Eugene and I came back and I paid the price for it.
Oh, it is Ground
Eugene.
Zero. Eugene.
Yeah.
That's different from Eugene, Oregon. You actually
It's
have
like
to pass.
Y-O-U.
You have to pass through a wormhole to get to Eugene, and it's Ground Zero for some
vomit
sort
buffets.
of What did you say? What did you say?
Vomit buffets?
Oh, vomit buffets. They're running rampant. So, Phil, why were you throwing up? You went to Eugene.
I just had a bug. I came back doing some fucking art project.
Okay, so what were you doing? What were you doing in Eugene?
And
why didn't you come say hi to me and give me a kiss?
I wasn't in that part of Eugene, dude. I was like further downtown, and I had to.
Oh, in the thick of it.
Yeah, I was in the fucking thick of it.
Yeah, you have a machete.
Were you hitting the bars?
No.
Were you hitting? Did you go to Level Up?
No, dude.
Fuck, dude, you missed out.
You probably were at Taylor's.
Yeah, you probably. Went
I don't even know what Taylor's is.
John Henry's still.
Who the fuck is John Henry?
John Henry's is the word.
Piss. It was a piss. It was a piss-filled place. So, okay,
the kind of place that your feet stick to the ground because it's sticky piss everywhere.
Yeah. So, okay, so you came into Eugene to do some kind of art project.
Yeah, and I had to write a report on it. Basically, I visited a bunch of galleries, and it sucked.
You sound uncultured about this. You sound like you didn't like it.
Because I was ready to throw up the whole entire time.
You were just on the verge?
Yes, my stomach didn't feel right. All the galleries were cramped. Oh. Like, oh man, it was so hot.
I wish you would have thrown up on a priceless piece of art.
On a fucking Jackson Pollock mural.
That would have been great. I was so screwed. I saw some interesting stuff, but you know.
You seen Jackson Pollock murals?
No, I don't even know what a Jackson Pollock mural is. What is it?
It's a bunch of modern art bullshit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so okay, so you came back on Friday and threw up all night.
Yeah.
Did you
I haven't felt that sick in years.
Did you puke and rally?
No, I puked in a toilet. I puked on my floor. Puked in a bucket.
You puked on the floor?
Wait, you puked in a blanket?
No, I puked on a bucket. No, here's what happened.
You just on
here's
a bucket?
What happened.
Like,
I had no. I had diarrhea at the same time.
Okay, stop.
And here's the thing: I had a bucket in my room.
No, stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
Okay,
I'll stop.
I've heard enough. Okay, so Stryker, how's your weekend been?
And I was throwing up on the way to the toilet.
I get it, Phil. Stop, please. Okay, I get it. So how was the rest of your week filled with sickness too, or was this just Friday?
It was, well, I felt better, much better Saturday, but I still felt like shit. I have all this work to do.
Yeah.
All this shit has to be turned in Monday.
Stryker, what about you, man? What you been up to? Getting your swerve on, I assume?
Yeah, I just got actually back this afternoon from Lincoln City. I was helping with the shop.
Yeah, they're setting up a shop up there. Is that part of the
finishing touches on it with everybody?
Is that part of the kind of is that like a franchise now with the thing that Lizzie does?
Well, the one that she kind of works at or hangs out over there. Yeah, he's the guy that helped my mom and everything with opening this one up. So
Very cool.
It's a vape shop.
Yeah, vape shop up in Lincoln City. So what's it called?
Mm-hmm. It's called.
Okay.
How do
you notate that out on like a sign?
It's called.
It's just like a dot and then a dash.
Yeah, well, no, it's just like an audio file.
Oh, it's just like a sound
transfers to your car stereo.
Oh, okay,
it plays on a certain. Yeah, it was pretty hard to engineer it, honestly.
Yeah. I thought you just were gonna give me like a audio form of it, like a sign of the audio waves,
like a little thing that shoots USB thumb drives into your car.
Yeah.
No, but it's called Juiced Up Vapors.
Very cool. Very cool.
Cool.
So
that's what I did.
Your weekend. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't fun, but it was all right. It was a little bit of fun.
Did you you get to put your hands to work? That's always nice.
Yeah, built a shelf thing, did some painting, just some basic shit, man.
All right. Well, that sounds all right. Did you guys? I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you, man. I played some fucking video games. I've played a goddamn video game and a half.
Sweet.
That's good. I'm glad that you're being honest. Oh, you alright, man? Easy.
Okay, alright. Well...
Take it easy.
That's really all I've done with my week, man. I'm just gonna be honest. I say we dive into the meat of the show, that being video games.
Let's do it. Let's fuck it up. Sorry.
Yo, let's get dirty. Who wants to start?
Oh no.
Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay,
I'll fucking
you start. Start with. Give me the rundown. First of all, give me a rundown. Tell me why, because I want justification, and then tell me what you will do to fix it.
I'm not going to do any of that.
Okay.
I'm going to just
throw the plan out the window.
Yeah.
We talked about this, Stryker. Sorry.
It's okay.
Dude, I'm going to grab
do
your
this on air
so
again,
hard.
man.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I've been alternating this week, and like I mentioned before, I've been really focused in on beating games that I had started and everything, and so I've been really trying to get Wolfenstein out of the way. I'm at like the very end of Wolfenstein. It's very tough at the end. As you know.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to beat that.
There was a part that I remember specifically on a bridge, like a broken down bridge, where they introduced the more Juggernaut type enemies, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were a little bit before, but there was some specific parts where there were the rocket firing Juggernaut type guys, and I was just particularly low on ammo.
Yeah.
So
same here.
My shots had to kind of be like frame perfect in a sense, because if I missed any of my shots, I would just get I would just have no way of dispatching
killing them.
The guys. So that was one of the most frustrating points in the game. But yeah, it does kind of ramp up the difficulty there. Kind of.
I'm at the part after the moon base when you crash land and take it to the fucking Nazis, and
that was that was a hell of a sequence. I didn't expect it to go to the moon.
Yeah, it did.
Well, Philip, you get what you get.
God damn it!
Did you know scientifically that you'll enjoy stories more if they're spoiled for you? Take that and with a grain.
Who told me that? Where'd you get that from?
I got it from fucking science, dude.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway,
it's true.
When he says I'm on the motherfucking moon, it's pretty sweet, by the way.
Yes, yeah, that was like that whole sequence. That's kind of what I was talking about. It was like, oh.
Phil, there's literally a part on the commercial where he says I'm on the moon.
He's on the moon. It's not really a spoiler, dude.
No, not really.
I never saw the commercials.
Well, you need to start watching more commercials, man. It's kind of like 80%.
I need to get my shit together and start watching commercials.
Man, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Kids die in them nowadays.
Yeah, no kidding. That's fucked up. So I've been trying to beat that. Having a difficult time.
So are you still okay? I have two questions for you. One is way more important than the other. Are you still enjoying it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
it's more difficult, but I'm still enjoying it.
You're quite close to the end. They went in kind of a mystic way. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Nazi mysticism near the end, like with like
secret
the kind
bases
of kind of the
scientists,
like kind of Judaic stuff. Have you seen any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was very interesting and really well written. Second question. Fuck, dude. Have you seen Jimi Hendrix?
No.
You're playing that game wrong, I swear. You're doing something you're not supposed to be doing.
It has to be Who We Let Live.
Yeah.
That has to be it.
That's so stupid, though. Why would they... That's like one of the coolest cameos in that game. Or like maybe the only cameo. You need to go YouTube that, because that's a hell of a scene. Like, the YouTube all of Jay's scenes in Wolfenstein.
I will do that.
Because it's really fucking cool. Okay, so yeah, you that's getting rather close to the end. The final boss.
Oh, you know what part I left off at?
Yeah.
I'm fighting the London.
Oh God.
Yeah. The London monitor.
All that kind of like down in the trench stuff.
And I got fucking so far in that boss battle, and then died, and it starts you over right at the... Every once in a while, I will say in that game, every once in a while, there are some annoyingly placed checkpoints.
Yeah.
But overall, they're pretty well done. I mean, it's only a couple times.
That's kind of the thing that I ran into in the bridge, that I was kind of fucked by my checkpoint.
Exactly.
It saved me with like 4 shotgun shells and a juggernaut inside of a small room that I had to kind of like lure out. But yeah, that London, the London monitor, yeah, it's that kind of like tripedal robot thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bitch of a fight. It was very intense, though.
Very intense.
And
it's so big.
So one of the things I appreciate a first-person shooter that throws actual bosses at you with like actual kind of boss gameplay. A lot of the time, a lot of shooters won't. They'll throw like larger scale encounters, like defend this spot from this onslaught of guys. But just kind of the nature of first-person shooters, a lot of them being military, they can't really, write in a huge, like weird boss battle because it's just kind of unrealistic. So I appreciate when a game throws, something, with boss battle mechanics, like pattern memorization and that kind of stuff. So I appreciated, there's a couple throughout the game. Is there any earlier that I'm forgetting? Or is that the first one? Because I know there's another one at the end, which is kind of a bitch as well. But
I can't recall, to be honest with you. I feel like there's one that I'm missing, but I'm not sure.
There may be, but that game is first of all, it's really good with scale. Like a lot of the and the London Eye kind of attest to that. A lot of the kind of grand vistas and stuff. When you see the kind of German police state kind of early on in the game when you do that car bomb. A lot of it's really striking with just the size of everything and scale, which is something I really appreciate. And just kind of set piece moments, like moment to moment, that game is pretty strong. Piecing together really cool sequences and scenes and stuff like that. So,
got a lot of variety too, which I like. It's not I like that.
Has some flying enemies that I hated.
Those fucking things.
Every game does. So how you? Okay, I want to ask you, how are you playing the game? Because there's a couple ways to actually play that game that I found that I was kind of surprised in the variety of ways that you could play it. Because the first-person stealth in that game is actually like pretty good. And it's a totally viable option. But are you kind of more reserved, or are you dual wielding auto shotguns and blasting faces off?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm doing a lot of dual wielding shotguns and blasting faces off.
It feels good.
It feels good, and I have so much pent up rage in that game against them for what they did to me that I want to blow their heads off.
You're real empathetic for BJ.
Yeah, but I do go into a lot of sequences if I'm able to, and try, mainly just because if I'm low on ammo or something, it's out of necessity. I'll go into a situation and try and take out a few guys stealthily, and then take out the rest of them, go guns blazing. So
I try to be as stealthy as possible.
Do you? Okay, yeah.
I like running up to them and shoving knives under their throats and shit.
I was just about to say that throwing knives, like fucking break that game because you can throw a throwing knife.
Oh my
guy's
gosh!
Foot and he'll die.
Yeah.
So that kind of attests, Philip. I'm glad you chimed in and said that because that kind of attests to the fact that game has, a robust enough systems on both ends of the spectrum to make both kind of gameplay styles viable. I found myself kind of stealth pistoling it a lot, and then pulling out auto shotguns when shit popped off, or just when I saw okay, there's no way I'm gonna get through this without. There's 3 juggernauts here. I'm just going to run as quick as possible, try to bust the the juggernauts with my shotguns as quick as possible, and move on from there. You know what? There was that one boss fight in that hangar. Now that I think about it.
Right. Yes, that's true.
I didn't like. I didn't care for that fight. Probably because I wasn't good at it and I kept dying, and it has a real way of getting under my skin and making me think something is objectively bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was yeah. There's a handful of boss fights. Wait till you get to the final fight. That's gonna test your mettle. It's multi-layered. Let me just say that.
Okay.
But that's cool that you're still playing that and enjoying it. Anything else?
Yeah. Just want to beat it. Well,
beat that
my,
shit, girl.
My point. So I've been wanting to go back. I do have another game that I've been playing, but I've been wanting to go back and play Tomb Raider because I never beat it. Remember, I was playing it.
The reboot.
Pretty damn far into it, and then you had to trade it in like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you took it out from under me and left me in a puddle of blood.
That was. I pulled the rug out from you, and that was when in hindsight, when you say it, it sounds shittier than it felt in the moment.
Well, you had warned me early on, so it wasn't that bad. But the part that was more frustrating is that you left me in a puddle of my own blood.
Yeah, I know.
That was the part that kind of gets to me.
I was scared. I get squeamish.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it, but, it sucks.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I should have, given you a Band-Aid or...
So, my conundrum with that game was that I was so far into it that I just wanted to finish the file that I had started. But I had it on 360. It's since been released on the current gen consoles and PC, which I have now, which is now an option.
On sale.
Exactly. So here's my thing. I'm watching the other day. I'm watching gameplay to try and remember where I was in the game. Yeah. I'm watching walkthroughs and stuff, and I switch over to Steam. And I don't even remember what I was doing. I think I was going to send you a message or something, if you were online, just something like that. And I saw fucking a giant banner about this Square Enix sale. And the two games that I've been wanting to play again are Tomb Raider and Sleeping Dogs. So I picked those both up. I'm going to start that as soon as I beat Wolfenstein and beat it again or play through it.
I was going to.
Yeah, they were super cheap. I was thinking about downloading a save file from somebody, but with all the upgrades in that game and all that stuff, I'm just going to start over.
Yeah, it's also, it's kind of enough of a story-driven game to, if you have enough time between, you might not get the full effect if you just start from where you were. You might forget details and, little character moments that just kind of fill out the world more.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a fun enough game to kind of just warrant, they do trickle in upgrades and stuff like that, but I think the game starts out, the pacing of that game I think is really, it's solid, it knows when to...
that's great.
Yeah, it knows when to kind of give you upgrades and teaches you how to use them properly, so, yeah.
I fucking loved it. I thought it was an amazing game.
It was great.
That's
so you picked it up on PC.
Yes.
You'll get to wield the full power of Tress effects, which is
I don't know how much I will be doing that, but it is an option.
Oh, dude, no, you will, because what do you have a 770, right?
Right.
Dude, that's prime. Tress effects is an NVIDIA proprietary technology.
Yeah.
So you should. It's pretty.
Well, if it doesn't affect performance at all, then I'll go ahead and use it. If it doesn't,
it looks pretty cool
on the FPS or anything.
Until her hair starts to stand straight up because the computer is confused. But no, it was. I've
seen it in action. It's pretty.
It looks all right. Yeah, it looks pretty good. They should use it for Triple H's hair.
Yeah, I agree.
For God's sake.
So the other thing I've been playing, still playing rather, is Infamous Second Son. I'm quite a ways through that too.
How's Delson Row?
I am actually I've gotten to the point in that game where I'm really, really enjoying it. Like,
really? Okay.
Yeah, a lot. And I didn't have the greatest opinion of the last Infamous games. I didn't like them, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't either.
They weren't my thing. And this one, I kind of felt out at first when I was playing it, had some things I wasn't a big fan of, and I wasn't just getting into it too much. And then as soon as I started like upgrading and getting some new abilities, and I got like a new area, and I've started doing a bunch of story and side missions and stuff, I am having a blast with it. It's super fun.
How far?
Really like it.
How many hours have you put into it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I know that I'm like 46% or something like that.
Yeah, so you must be pretty far, especially in an open world game there,
right?
Where percentage is usually a factor of overall completion. So
and I've unlocked like a new area too. So I'm getting up
there.
There's
a second area in that game.
Yes. You cross this. You literally cross.
You go into British Columbia.
You just go into Portland.
Oh wait, really?
Okay.
I was like,
you just go into a more like a dense city area. There's like a Chinatown kind of thing, and it's pretty cool. It's actually it's kind of a real different area from the first one. It's not as spread out. Yeah. It's more taller buildings and stuff like that. But I've realized how much fun it is in that game, just to because each segment in the city is separated out. It's under DUP control. That's the bad military group, and so there's a bunch of little segmented off parts of the city that are under a certain percentage of control by DUP.
Yeah.
And you go into each of those and do different little side things. Like it can be as simple as destroying like a hidden camera that they're using to monitor people, to taking like a full on assault of their little DUP control units that give you that once you destroy them, they unlock little side missions and stuff. Anyway, you bring down the control of DUP in each segment, and just doing that is super fun.
I kind of remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but those kind of activities it's not just go here and take over an outpost, but it's broken into separate kind of, like you said, take over a hidden camera. Those are there's sometimes, is there mini games built into those, or kind of more dynamic objectives than just going here and killing some enemies? Like I think doesn't the hidden camera, you have to find the hidden camera?
Yeah, you see it. You see from the camera's perspective.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
and you have to find where it is based on that.
So yeah, they do kind of smart things too. You're not just going to take over a territory. It's not just as simple as a Ubisoft game where you climb up a tower or you go and kill everyone in an outpost. They're doing actual things in the game world that affects kind of the overall presence of DUP, rather than just killing a bunch of guys. So that's smart.
I agree. The other thing I really like about that game is the way that the DUP, or the however you want to call them, the authority figure in that game, how they interact with you as a player. Like in most games, if you start killing or disabling the authority figure, then all of a sudden there's like a fucking full on military brigade that comes after you, and there's no way to escape it.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's not like that. I mean, as long as if you're in the areas where they have like a base, then you're basically at their mercy, and you have to be really strategic about it, because the game's difficult.
It is very hard. I think they've always been hard.
Yeah,
I feel like I've always kind of been at odds with the difficulty of those games. So
yeah, you have to and that's the thing. The more you play them, the more you learn different strategies and where to go and what's the best way to go about things. And it's actually like once you kind of get the hang of it, it makes the game more approachable in those kind of large scale battles. So that's one thing I've realized that I didn't really give it credit for. I just kind of ran in and expected to be able to fight my way out. But I like that that when you're in those areas, everyone's attacking you and all that. But as soon as you leave that area, you're fine. You're good to go. So you can just leave. You can just escape, and they're not going to fucking come after you or anything. unless there's like another one nearby. But I like that in the game because it makes it a lot less frustrating. Like sometimes you just want to escape and take a breather and get your fucking bearings.
Climb the Space Needle.
Yeah. So, and you actually do that.
You did. I got that far. I think about that far where you have to climb the Space Needle and disable some kind of satellite thing or whatever. How's the story unfolding for you?
Pretty good, I would say. I mean, it's not like anything.
I heard. A lot of kind of the kind of detractions from that game came from kind of the relationship between the brother and Delson and kind of how their relationship played out.
Yes.
But what would you say about like the characters and the overall world building? Does it feel good? Is it like do you think that's something that's of merit in that or?
In my opinion, where the story stands right now, it's kind of too early to tell where it depends on where it heads from here. I feel like the way it's advancing now is good, but it's not anything like groundbreaking that can't wait to find out what happens next in the story.
Yeah.
You do meet like another conduit she's the main character in the First Light DLC.
Yeah.
And you meet her in the story. Yeah, and you actually learn the neon powers.
That stuff always looked really cool.
It's fucking awesome.
I got to where I met her on her billboard thing. Now I remember.
Yeah,
that's
the
as
neon
far as
powers
I got.
are amazing.
Did you
completely change the game?
So wait, they have like different okay. So what kind of how do they change the game? What kind of different properties do they have that do they fundamentally change the gameplay ideas, or are they just
I
kind
think
of a different way? Okay.
The thing that's the biggest change from when you get the neon powers is the sense of speed and scale.
Okay.
For example, when you have the fire powers, you press circle to dash.
Yeah.
And you can get the ability to do a double dash, but you can't go all that far, and it's a set speed.
Yeah.
With the neon powers, you hold circle, and he just fucking dashes, and basically until you let go.
So is
and,
it? Sorry,
and if you dash towards a building, he'll just scale up the building super fast and land on. I mean, it makes battles completely different. It makes traversing the environment completely different. So I would say it fundamentally changes it in that regard.
So is it one of those systems where you kind of like a Devil May Cry character action game where you can switch between neon and fire on the fly, or do you have to go into a menu and select neon, or how does that kind of work?
That's a good question. I was actually curious about that when I first got the power, because he makes a joke about losing the smoke power, and I was like, that's kind of dumb. But then I realized that the way it works is that whatever you absorb is what you get. So if you go up to something that's like a blown up car and you absorb smoke, then you get your smoke powers. And then if you go up to a neon sign, then you absorb the neon and get those powers.
Oh, okay.
So it's an interesting concept, and I don't know. And it's definitely a strategic thing, because when you go into battles, there are times where I've had to switch. So I have to look for a smoke source real quick, because there's a certain power I need at that time or something. So I go, searching for a smoke source and then find another neon source and switch back and forth. So, I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but I think it's, I don't know if it was an intentional.
It might be just a balancing issue, because
I think it was. In my opinion, and it works pretty well. I've never run into a frustrating situation because of it.
Yeah. Shout out to Chad Conklin.
Yeah. Why is that?
Oh, I don't know.
Just shout out to him.
I felt like I needed it.
I remember him when he was a fucking baby.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. The brother of Riley Conklin,
no,
right?
he's not.
No, not at all.
Oh, fun kid.
Actually, yeah, let's just start that bloodline right now. Because he brings up the podcast every now and then. So
yeah, he does. He's one of our consistent listeners.
Chad Conklin,
we know you're out there.
You sure you're not related to Riley Conklin?
We'll leave that to be answered. Pixelchickenpodcast@gmail.com. Write in if you're Chad Conklin. with your answers. Well, cool. So, did you pick up First Light when it was free?
Unfortunately, I did not.
Ooh, you slept on it.
I slept on it because I was waiting for a PlayStation Plus sale that never came.
Oh, shit.
Because mine ran out right
I saw that, dude. I was looking through my friends list, and you're literally the only guy without a Plus symbol. I was like, what's going on? Does he even...
Yeah. I just went ahead and bought it again, and now it's going to go on sale tomorrow. Yeah. I just know.
Yeah. Wait, that must mean that I'm coming right up on it, too, then.
Yeah,
right?
You must.
Fuck, this is the worst.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta resubscribe. Well, cool. Okay. So Wolfenstein, Tomb Raider, and Infamous. Anything else?
No.
Mobile games you been playing?
None.
Ooh, not even WWE Supercard?
No. I did play a little bit of WWE Immortals.
That game is fucking weird, dude.
It's fucking really weird.
It's kind of like the idea is. I think it's kind of cool, actually.
It is kind of cool.
What is WWE Immortal?
Explain it, Stryker.
So WWE Immortals, Phil, is a mobile game by it's using the same engine and development team that made the Injustice mobile version.
Isn't it NetherRealm?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it looks very similar to that game, and the characters are all unlockable like cards, sort of. Like you get trading cards with different versions of the character, and then you get to use them in fights and stuff. So it's kind of a cool like trading cards / fighting game mix.
But the way that the actual gameplay works is it's like tap for light attack, swipe for medium, and then like hold for heavy. So the gameplay is like kind of neither here nor there. I really think, but I think the coolest thing is like the treatment that they give to the wrestlers and like all the art is like
most of them look way cooler than they do in real life.
What's a good example? Like
Kane.
Yes. So, like, what is he? Like, I don't remember any of the specifics. I remember The Rock being in, like, an actual rock golem or something.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Like, Roman Reigns is an actual, like, Roman warrior.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's wearing, like Roman armor and all suited up and everything. So. Yeah,
so they kind of blend, their... personalities in WWE or their names and kind of give them fantastic.
They kind of blend them with sort of mythological.
Yeah, with like mythological, kind of supernatural stuff, and it's like all the art is pretty well done and like inspired with their like recreations of these wrestling personalities and stuff. I just think it's like I wouldn't mind seeing like a full NetherRealm like console fighting game with that kind of idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
Having some, it's just like a weird offshoot and stuff. So, I oddly enough picked that up too, just to mess around with it. And I was really impressed with just kind of like the creativity that they brought. Like, having someone had to sit and think like, okay, and then the fucking best thing was Daniel Bryan is just a guy.
Yeah, just a guy with a T-shirt.
That's what he is in correct me if I'm wrong, that's what he is in like WWE, and so they had like the foresight to be like, no, fuck it, Daniel Bryan is just a guy with a T-shirt that says yes, and he's just pumping his fists. I thought it was like brilliant.
Yeah, I think
that was really funny.
Because I'm like fighting like a mythological demigod Kane, and I'm just a guy with a T-shirt.
And his idle animation is just him sitting there, like, pumping his fists, if I remember correctly. It's pretty funny.
He's just doing the yes chant.
I didn't expect anything to come up when I said mobile games, but I'm glad we got to talk about that.
Yeah, I am too.
Speaking of NetherRealm, did you guys happen to see any of the new footage from MKX?
You fucking know I did, man.
Yeah. So, like, specifically, they had that new trailer kind of explaining like the faction wars and stuff like that. Do you happen to see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh man, that game is shaping up.
I'm really stoked for it. I'm glad with the character choice so far. Ermac, and there's a comic book series, and some of the characters that have been in that look pretty cool, and I hope they make it into the game.
Yeah.
There's a couple I don't remember their names. There's like this guy named Error Red or something like that.
I've seen very little footage.
So they have like 5 factions. They are, you know, like the White Lotus and Spec Ops, you know, like Cassie Cage and all that kind of stuff. And Lin Kuei, is that one of them, Stryker?
Yeah, that's the Ninja Clan.
Yeah. And they all, so basically, you know, when you start up the game, you'll be able to choose which faction you fight for. And throughout the weeks, there will kind of be like this overarching kind of metagame conflict. So if you...
Possible microtransactions.
Yeah, possible. I mean,
they've come out and said that.
Yeah. I'm sure, you know, given this day and age. But I expect NetherRealm to be someone who does it tactfully and tastefully.
I hope so, too. I agree. Yeah.
But, like, you know, so, you know, say you choose Lin Kuei because that's what I'm going to choose.
Hell yeah, me too.
And so, you know, every fight you do, whether it be, you know, just a ladder or an online match, if you beat, you know, someone, a computer or a player from someone in the Spec Ops clan, you will gain more points for your, you know, Lin Kuei clan at the end of the week. They'll be like okay, this week, you know, this clan's in the lead, and they'll get, you know, some kind of, you know, experience bonus or something like that. So I think that's a really cool way to kind of, you know, you know, it's a metagame. It's another layer of kind of interactivity with the community to kind of pull, you know, and really give a sense of you know, community in, you know, in that MKX universe. I think that's really smart. On top of it, holy shit, it just looks really nice.
It does. The fucking fatalities are brutally
gross,
disgusting.
So did you see the Marshawn Lynch Gronkowski thing with Conan?
Yes.
So some of the fatalities, like when Scorpion cuts off like the front of that guy's face and it just slides down. Oh, that was gross.
It's uneasy.
Yeah, that's a perfect word for it. Like when he shoots a fireball in the guy's chest and his heart's just hanging there in the empty space.
In the hole, yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited for some.
I'm watching one right now.
For some cringing when I see some of those. So
yeah, I'm excited to see the rest of the roster.
Comes out in March, right?
Yeah, super.
Very
soon.
cool. Very cool. Very cool. Phil, what have you been playing? I know you're watching a video right now. Nice, nasty.
I was watching some fatalities.
Some nasty Nas.
I was watching fatality. I was trying.
I know.
That's all you've been doing this week.
Yeah. So what you been doing game wise this week?
I've been playing. I completed The Witcher.
The Witcher 2.
The Witcher 2. Woo! And this is how I witnessed a good part of it. So I sided with Roach.
Catatonic sleep. Okay.
What?
Yeah, nothing. Don't worry. Keep going.
And
this train don't stop, baby.
I chose to hang with Roach, right?
Yeah.
And so Roach winds up cutting Death Mold's balls off, shoving them in his throat, and then cutting his throat. Did you witness a similar scene? No?
What did you just say?
Roach?
No, don't wait. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that scene. That's new to me. That seems exceedingly graphic, though.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's fucking disgusting. He does that, and
that's at the end of Act 2?
Yeah, Act 3, the end of Act 3, the very end.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Nasty. And I think I'm glad you don't know that, because that's confirmation that there really is like a huge difference in narrative.
I'm pretty sure I let Death Mold live.
I know that Roach didn't.
Oh.
I had no control over it. It was just a...
Wait, you followed Roach at the end of the game?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you can either choose to follow Roach or go and look for, what's her name? Your love interest. And
Triss Marigold.
Yeah, Triss Marigold. And so I have experienced a lot with Triss. A lot of the first game was spent with Triss kind of exploring their backstory and stuff. So I was way more inclined to to go search for Triss and try to save her. So I think that's maybe why I didn't see that scene. And Roach was not able to apprehend Deathmold. But okay, so you finished the game. Final thoughts. Like, let's close this book.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for Witcher 3 now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Geralt of Rivia is like my second favorite video game character next to Solid Snake. He's a fucking badass.
Yeah, he is. He's a real cool guy.
Oh yeah, and I decided I ended the game allowing the assassin to live.
I did too.
Yeah, because I feel like it was proper. I feel like the final fight with the dragon counted as a climax.
Yeah, honor among thieves.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
So you talk about like the fiction and everything is kind of what grabbed you the most. Have you like explored any of that extended lore, like the novels or anything? I know you picked up Blood of the Elves or something.
Yeah, I picked up The Last Wish, and it's a collection of short stories.
Yeah, okay.
I'm nearing. I'm getting halfway through it.
Okay.
And yeah, right now I've read the first story where he saves the king's daughter and kind of turns her back into a human. And then now I don't know the name of the story.
So, that's okay. I guess the having finished Witcher 2 and kind of getting an intro into this world. What are you hoping for from Witcher 3? Because I have a very specific set of things that I am kind of hoping for in the third installment. So what are you looking for in the new one?
Definitely. Well, of course, we're both looking for more open world elements. I mean, clearly it looks like Red Dead Redemption meets Skyrim, and there can't possibly be anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
the
that sounds.
Fighting system seems to be everything that I was hoping the fighting system in Witcher 2 would be, and I'm not bashing on the fighting system in Witcher 2. I mean, it's fine when you get used to it, but it looks fucking amazing in Witcher.
Yeah, there's a lot of really nice animation that's on display in some of the trailers and everything. So what I really want from Witcher 3 is I want I think the writing is going to continue to be top notch. What I want is a better game. And I think they're trying. I think that's why it's taken so long, and they're trying to deliver on a better kind of gameplay experience. The Witcher 2 is by no means a bad game, but there is a lot of rough edges. There's a lot of glitches. There's a lot of kind of just cumbersome systems and stuff like that I think can be really cleaned up if they try to. And you have to remember, this is a computer developer. These are historically computer RPGs, so they are going to have some. They're going to have some degree of kind of complexity to their systems and their interplaying things. But I think there's just a little. I don't want to say thoughtlessness to the way that The Witcher 2 was designed, but there's a lot of things that I think could be streamlined and polished up a bit, especially in the quest design and tracking, that kind of stuff. A lot of times it was very frustrating to complete quests in that game because just the way the quest design, quests were and just the kind of things were so... and maybe just as far as giving me more of an idea of what I need to do, because a lot of the times they gave me an idea of where I need to be, but not what I need to do when I'm there. So a lot of times I'd go to an area and try absolutely everything, and nothing would happen. And that harkens back to me kind of saying it doesn't hold your hand, and I don't want it to hold my hand. But I also don't want it to be so unneedingly obtuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't continue to play the game and enjoy the fiction and the world that they set up. So I think, the main thing that I would love Witcher 3 to be is just a kind of a smarter designed game. And less fucking bugs. Because I ran into a lot of bugged quests. Especially in the second act. I kind of got to a point in the third act where I kind of mainlined it. Didn't really mess with a lot of the secondary and tertiary objectives and stuff like that, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. And I think definitely that they are taking the time. Obviously, with this being a day and date console and computer release, they need to get their shit together. It's What? One of definitely the most highly anticipated games. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Oh hell yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And that graphics, I mean, like looking at seeing Josh shift and stuff.
Yeah, I think that might be one of the first real revelatory next gen moments, such as Gears or something like that was. Remember when back in 2006-07 when Gears was just coming out, that was one of the first moments where fuck, graphics are really good now.
I think that it's also surprising because the attention that the console version it seems to be getting from people that don't necessarily have played the PC version, and it sounds like from what I've heard from a few reports that the console versions are shaping up quite nicely as well. I mean, as far as specs and optimization and everything.
Yeah,
and which is cool.
And the consoles are obviously not as powerful, but at the same time they're still yet to be utilized to their it's look at Perfect Dark Zero and then look at Last of Us. Console generations have a huge delta between the beginning and end where graphics can improve on the same hardware, so they'll learn how to optimize, and there'll be toolkits and systems that are made. And so I feel like this is, I'm not just specifically talking about PC. I feel like this is going to be one of those, kind of watershed moments for this console generation, at least in terms of graphics, if they deliver on what it's going to look like, or at least in what they are targeting in the trailers. But I probably still will get it on PC just for the fact that I want to transfer my save.
Yeah.
And all that kind of mumbo jumbo, but I wouldn't mind seeing how it performs on a PS4 or an Xbox. So
frame rate is I'm becoming a frame rate snob ever since for the last year.
Yeah,
since I got my PC.
It happens. I care way more about frame rate than I do resolution.
I would say that I do as well.
I will take a solid. There is a ever so minuscule difference between a 720 resolution and a 1080, but there is a difference between 30 and 60, and I will pretty much pick 60 whenever I can. I do like the way that it looks. But yeah,
I would say there's a pretty big difference between 720 and 1080. I mean, it depends on how I guess how well done and sharp the textures in the game are, but
that's true. That's true. That's true.
But I agree. It's it's much more pleasing to the eye to have a 60 frame 720 game to me than a 1080.
And that being said, we're running 968 now on on Xbox and stuff like that. So it's not a significant really difference. But yeah, it'll happen.
That's one thing I want them to grasp on the current gen consoles that I feel like they haven't yet is the frame rate stuff, because so many games are.
I feel like that's never going to happen.
I don't either. I don't think it's going to get any better.
I feel like devs have demonstrated time and time again that they will squeeze more definition from their graphics in.
Well, I don't even mind a steady 30 on consoles. I mean, that's okay to me.
No, exactly.
For example, Infamous, it's a beautiful game. I mean, it's incredible. But even at an unlocked frame rate, because you can choose between locked at 30 and unlocked, it really suffers in big tense situations. Yeah. It just comes to
when a game dips below 30, that's getting to the realm of what the fuck, guys.
Exactly. That's my problem.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't mind. I want more consistency with the frame rate.
Yeah, but people who are bashing on the why aren't we getting 60p 60 FPS 1080? Because developers care more about visual fidelity than they do FPSs for the most part. What is it? Ready at Dawn, the people who are making The Order have come out and say we want to make this look as real as possible, as movie-like as possible. So we're straight up opting for the 30. And I think that a 60, at least on consoles, a 60 frame rate future is still pretty far off. Because,
I agree.
Devs will.
Ready at Dawn, it's funny because they were the ones that started the quote unquote cinematic thing about 30. That started that because they were quoted as anyway.
That should be an interesting game.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that game.
Optimistic.
I'm not sold on it though.
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
Very optimistic.
I'm definitely going to be checking it out when's that come out? Pretty soon, right?
The end of this month.
Okay, yeah.
No, the end of this month.
Oh shit! Wow. Okay.
That's the kind of game I have a really bad feeling when I look at that game that it's going to be like 6 hours long.
Oh, dude.
And I really hope it's not because it has no multiplayer component or anything, so it's only a story-driven single-player campaign. So I hope that's not the case because I am going to have
I'll be shocked if it's a hair over 7.
Yeah, I will too, but I'm going to have a really hard time justifying paying $60 for an 8-hour experience.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll surprise me and it will be like 13. But I'll be okay with that. Like 12.
Yeah, I'd be okay if it was like the length of an Uncharted campaign.
Yes, I agree with that.
That sounds fair.
And is impactful as an Uncharted campaign.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm asking for too much, but they sure seem to be passionate about it at the very least. It looks fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it looks incredible.
Yeah, so we'll see how that shapes up. Haven't seen a whole lot of color from it, but
I will in the latest trailer or two. There's been some more colorful scenes than early on. There's like one on where you're in the sky for some reason. I don't know if you're like on a blimp or something, and then there was one in I don't remember, but yeah, there's still definitely a lack of
there seems to be a kind of a cool confluence between the 1886 setting and some real weird like steampunk tech that is kind of enticing to me. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that should be cool. What was I was going to say something else.
Phil, did we? Was there more games that you played?
Yeah, did you play anything
other
else
than The Witcher?
Other than The Witcher?
I play a little bit of Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah,
nice.
How's that going?
Oh, it's going good. I enjoy Axel Lowe. I really enjoy playing as Axel Lowe.
So what kind of like obviously there's arcade, obviously there's online. Does that use GGPO?
No,
GGPO?
but it has pretty good netcode.
Okay.
So it goes pretty fast.
What other kind of gameplay modes are there in that game? Is there any kind of like challenge rooms or anything like that? Like
there's like challenge. They're similar to like I think they're I don't even know if I've tried it, but they're similar like a Street Fighter challenge area.
Like
where you have like a set of commands to do
okay. All right.
for each character and different combos and stuff like that. And then there's the story and the arcade mode and the tutorial mode and online. So your basic set of the
basic fighter set. So Phil, is what have you been? Have you just doing arcade or what have you?
I've been doing arcade. And I've been playing through some campaigns. I'm still basically learning to play it because it's really unlike Street Fighter. Mm-hmm. It's unlike definitely unlike Soul Calibur. This is the first Guilty Gear game I've ever played.
Did you ever play any of the like Blaze Blue games or anything like that?
No, I never touched.
Okay, so this is like the first of its kind for you.
Yeah, first of its kind. I'm still getting used to all the boosts and the double jumps and all those primary things that make it a very different fighter from Street Fighter.
Are you a kind of guy to invest in a fighter and get semi-competitive with it, or like what's your end game? Are you just trying to have fun? Or
I've tried, I prefer to have fun because every time I've tried, I wind up getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not a good online. I mean, sometimes I put up a fight, and that's always a big moment for me. But then you're
a bitch to play Soul Calibur with for two reasons: because you're good and because you're an asshole.
Yeah,
an asshole. But see, 2D fighters are a totally different story. Like when I actually show some promise, the very next fight, the fucker gets total revenge on me.
So you're not being Soul bad guy. That's why. You gotta be Soul bad guy.
Soul bad guy is tough to fight, even in campaign.
Fuck yeah, he is Soul bad guy. His name's fucking Soul Bad Guy. Of course he is. So like what is so your end game is just to have some fun. So is and it's some fun for you.
Just to have a
and it looks great.
Yeah, I imagine you'd be, you'd especially like that, game because, it's got a hand-drawn look. So it's incredible how they do that. I don't know if either of you have like really gone into like the technical side of how they overlaid that kind of filter over polygonal, because it is polygonal like models just overlaid with some filters and stuff. It's absolutely fucking insane.
I tell you what,
they did a similar thing with. They did a similar thing with King of Fighters 13, and it's incredible, all the painstaking work. And
hold on, King of Fighters
13 has under the hand-drawn characters is a semi 3D polygonal character.
Because that game is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, and it did a similar thing. They're different systems from what I understand. But it did a similar thing, and I think they were quoted one time as saying like each fighter took like 3 months of development time or something like that.
God. That's bonkers.
Yeah, it may have even been more. I can't remember, but a lot.
So Phil, what else? Anything else?
That'll be it.
That's it.
I tried playing a little bit of Dragon Age last night, and I got killed. Then I fell asleep.
That sounds like a good ass night.
Yeah.
Just fall asleep.
I just picture you literally getting killed and going, "Damn it!"
And then like one frame of animation falling asleep. Yeah, that's good. Well, I've been playing a little game called Dying Light.
Ooh, tell me.
Hey, how's that going?
Woo! Yeah. So either you. That's what?
I hear mixed reviews.
I've watched a lot of gameplay, and I really want to try it out.
Either you guys played Dead Island?
I played a little bit of Dead Island. I didn't like it much.
I know that the same developers worked on it.
Yeah, it was a Techland joint. So you didn't play it though, Phil?
No.
So I was of the camp that liked Dead Island, but I played it with the analog controls on, so it was kind of more of like a weird kind of abstract combat simulator where I was, like taking zombies' arms out and kind of disabling that way. But yes, Dead Island was a kind of a poorly made janky ass. Had a lot of like tonal problems. Like it was just it was not a very good game. Dying Light is like everything Dead Island was trying to be, just way fucking better.
Oh, I'm glad you have something positive to say about it.
I really like it so far. I've put about maybe 5-6 hours into it. It's got a lot of really cool systems. It's very similar to if you've played Dead Island, you know the basics of Dying Light. It has the same kind of you're picking up pipe wrenches, picking up baseball bats, table legs, all that kind of stuff. They've all got durability and all that kind of stuff. And you are running around, this kind of, zombie-filled, city townscape. A couple of things that it changes in some good ways, though, are first of all, everything just feels kind of sharper. The animations are a lot better. That's something that really took me out of the world of Dead Island.
Yeah.
The animations were just so god awful, and like their kind of believability and world building in Dying Light is just a lot better. Like the characters in Dying Light are believable and kind of spirited and well acted for the most part. The overall arcing story isn't really doing much for me at this point, but I think a lot of the kind of side stories and the stories they tell in the side quests are kind of cool. But you're still going out around cities, picking up, found weapons, that kind of stuff.
Can I ask you a question about it?
Yeah, please.
How scary is nighttime?
It's terrifying. It's fucked up, dude. So one of I think my favorite things about it is that game is not afraid to really take the light away. It's pitch black at night, like except for a few sparse areas where there's some ambient lighting. That shit is dark, like straight up. You can't see shit unless you have your flashlight out, which causes the volatiles, which are the holy shit, oh fuck zombies.
Mm-hmm.
shades after you. But the way that it switches when it goes to nighttime, it turns into kind of a more kind of restrictive stealth game, because you'll get like your mini map, and the volatiles will have kind of like MGS style vision cones. So you're supposed to, avoid them, and there'll only be a handful of times that the game really forces you to go out at night. Other than that, it has a dynamic day and night cycle that you can kind of sleep through the night if you don't want to deal with that shit. There will be some times that the story takes you out at night, though. But you've got your found weapons. They have durability and different kind of impact and damage stats. You'll be finding scavenging a lot of empty cars and suitcases to find repair tools and stuff to repair the durability of your weapons. One of the main things that they add to kind of the formula is a pretty actually robust parkour system that works relatively well. It's kind of weird to get used to. So jump is actually mapped to. I'm playing on PC, so I'm using a 360 controller, and jump is mapped to the right bumper. So the way that parkour works is, you'll sprint with the left stick click in, like a normal game. And then, when you get to the edge of something, what it tells you in the tutorial is to look at the edge you want and hold on the jump button, which is RB. So you end up running, looking at an edge and holding, jumping with RB and then holding it to grab on. And what that kind of allows is, you don't have to take your right stick, any kind of, you don't have to take your finger off of the right stick to kind of look where you're going, since it is a first-person game, to press like a jump button like A. So it allows you to, kind of keep momentum going, jump with the right bumper, and then, keep going like that. And so the parkour is actually, fairly well done. It's got a lot of kind of Assassin's Creed style building sides with, a lot of, you can scale like, pure buildings, much like Assassin's Creed. There's like, bars on windows and little ledges that you can get up on. And so there'll be like, airdrops that drop, and you have to kind of parkour your way over to the other side of town before the, rival faction gang gets there and stuff like that. It'll do a lot of kind of dynamic challenges like that include parkour. But one of the other systems that's kind of really cool is the way that the character progression works. And you have three experience bars. There's a survival rank, which is kind of your overall rank, that you acquire experience from doing, like missions and stuff like that. And they each have their individual perk trees. So you have your survival, your agility, and your strength skill trees. So you get your survival points by doing missions and that kind of stuff, and that'll unlock perks like, have more space in your backpack or something like that. But then the other two levels that you have are strength and agility, and the way that you get agility is by doing parkour. So for like each depending on how big a jump is, they'll give you like 15 experience points or something like that. Or if you mantle a wall really well, they'll give you 10 or something like that. So it rewards you for playing the game in kind of that way. So when they do send a airdrop out, all the while, it incentivizes you because there's items there, but it also incentivizes you to run and try to perform the parkour well, because you'll be upgrading your agility level, which then gives you, new agility moves, like you'll get a drop kick, or you'll get a longer jump or something like that. And the other one is strength, that you get experience for killing zombies in. And
I want to drop kick a zombie. Really
yeah, you fucking do. It's badass. But you kill zombies, you get experience for that, and that'll unlock new kind of, abilities. It'll, unlock your, your weapons degrading slower and that kind of stuff. So it's really rewarding you for, kind of different styles of play. So it's not like, and you get, you can level up each individually, so you don't run into the issue where you're trying to, there's different perks in each, so you don't have to kind of like min max one way. You can kind of spec your character out it gives you more flexibility to kind of level up your guy in the way that you want to, and it rewards you for the way that you want to play. If you want to fight through hordes of zombies, your strength will go up quick, but if you want to kind of run along the rooftops and avoid zombies, your agility will go up a lot quicker. So
How are the side quests in it?
Side quests are actually, I mean, it's a video game, so it's it's fetch quests and stuff. But a lot of the times they will incorporate puzzles into kind of environmental puzzles. So there was this one that I talked to this guy and he said, "Hey, I need you to before I let you." He was kind of like it was a mentally handicapped character, and he was like, "I need my mom wants chocolates in a movie. You have to get me chocolates in a movie before you get into my house." So, it gave you like a kind of an area where these things were, but then when you got to the areas, there was seemingly no way to really get into the the video store or the candy shop. So you had to. It kind of gives you these contextual puzzles to solve when you get there. So it's not just go here, grab this. It's not busy work. It feels like, okay, I'm heading somewhere to do something. It's not I'm heading somewhere to press a button and pick up something. So they do a lot of things to kind of put. It's smart. The quest design is smart. It boils down to fetch quests and that sort of thing. But like this one guy said, I need to make it across the town, but I need a gun. I need you to go find me a gun. And then, it doesn't really give you a waypoint, so you have to, I've just been kind of, halfway looking for a gun, trying to find something. So the way that it handles its quest is kind of, it leaves it up to kind of you to figure out how to do them. It doesn't give you a fat marker and tell you to go to some place and pick up something, but it'll kind of make more dynamic quests that you can complete kind of through other gameplay elements. Like you could be just wandering around and stumble across, in your discovery, stumble across like an armory or something or a gun case and be like, oh shit, I totally need this, and then you'll be done with that. So I think a lot of the design is a lot smarter. I think it's good Techland. It's Call of Juarez Gunslinger, not Call of Juarez the Cartel. So
Call of Juarez the Cartel.
Yeah, that was a laughable game. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm only 4 or 5 hours into it, 5 or 6 maybe. So we'll see how the story goes. But as far as just a gameplay, I'm really enjoying it. I don't like the combat as much. Like I said, like Dead Island, kind of the thing that kept me going was that kind of analog combat. I don't know if you ever messed with it. Is you could kind of direct your attacks to certain ways. So you could, kind of like break a zombie's legs or break a zombie's arms. So it was just flailing around and like really kind of tear the enemies apart piece by piece. And it was more kind of like an abstract combat puzzle. In this, it's just trigger to swing. And so the combat's definitely the weakest point of the game for me so far. It's more kind of the world that they've built, and the parkour is really fun, and a lot of the stealth elements are kind of interesting, and it looks really nice.
How many hours have you put into it so far?
Probably like 5 or 6.
Okay.
So it's so far so good. I'm pleasantly surprised because it's always kind of a toss up with Techland.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
That's a fun game. It's also really fucking violent. Jeez, man. Like it's got the X-ray effects that Mortal Kombat 9 had. Like if you hit a real nasty hit, you'll get the kind of bone shattering.
I saw some of the slow-mo ones.
Yeah.
Like where it goes into slow-mo and you bash a zombie's brain in.
Yeah, it can have some pretty graphic like violence, like head busting open and like arteries sticking out and stuff like that. Oh. It's pretty gross. And it looks really good. It's got some of the most intense film grain that I've ever seen in my life that you can't turn off, which is, I guess, a personal preference thing. I don't care for it, but favorable so far. More to come, I'm sure, on that. I've also been playing a PC game called Depth, which is a multiplayer-only kind of asynchronous game, kind of reminiscent of Evolve. I know we talked about Evolve in the Lost podcast, so the great Lost podcast of 2015.
Yeah.
But it's sharks versus divers, and it's some of the most like kind of horrifying, like butthole clenching multiplayer that I have ever played. So there's 2 sharks versus 4 divers. The divers are the premise is that the divers are going down to like investigate sunken ships and like lost ruins and kind of discover treasure. So they've got this thing called Steve, which is like an underwater like kind of submersible thing that is on a set course going around collecting treasure, and the objective of the divers is to protect Steve. It's a ticket-based game, so you've got 30 tickets on the divers, 30 tickets on the sharks, and the sharks are obviously trying to defend their homeland. So you can win by 2 ways with the sharks. You can deplete the divers' tickets by eating them alive, or you can damage Steve so much that he dies. So both sides of the coin in this game are vastly different kind of experiences. I like playing as a shark more. Kind of the ability set that the shark gets are some pretty. There's 3 different sharks you can play as: a mako, a tiger, and a great white, and they kind of mix up the stamina and power of that kind of stuff. So they're basically, you'll swim, you'll have a stamina bar. You can get different kind of perks for sharks, like you can get kind of razor sharp fins, but it's basically, fucking go and eat these guys, which is just, it's kind of a really fun, like, power fantasy kind of thing. Other side of the coin is playing as divers, which I don't like because it scares me in a very, like, literal sense. I don't enjoy it. Mainly because the lighting in the game and the ambiance is so good. Like, you're, 300 feet underwater. There's no light except for your flashlights. And there's been multiple times when I've turned around just in time to see a gigantic great white, like, 30-foot long great white coming from me out of the blackness of the sea. And then it kind of has this kind of fight for your life. If you're a shark and you get a diver in your grasp, what you do to kill them is shake your mouse back and forth to kind of simulate the sharks ripping, the body apart. And so if you're a diver, basically all you'll see is this shark coming at you out of the blackness. They're incredibly fast. And then you're in the shark's mouth and you just have to stab it like over and over again. And the whole time there is like muffled, like underwater, like blood-curdling screams.
It's like the scariest game I've ever seen.
Incredibly like nerve-wracking to be a diver.
I want to try it.
Dude, come over and play it. Like, it's controller enabled. I can set it up for you. I'd love to see your reactions to it.
Sweet. We can record that.
I hate it.
I kind of fucking hate it too. When I'm playing a diver, I'm like, I don't want to do this because I jump every time. Because I'm not the way that the lighting is, like, you can't see shit like 20 feet in front of you. So a lot of times, now there's things you can do. You can buy different guns to like put trackers. If you can shoot a tracker at a shark, so you can kind of see an outline of where it is, which will give you kind of a better idea of when it's going to attack you, and you can kind of try to dodge it. But at the beginning, like you're sitting around Steve trying to post up and take defense, and all of a sudden, a shark comes after you, and you're just and like sometimes it happens like in an instant, like within 1 second you're fine. The next there is a this underwater bubbly sounding scream, and you're in a shark's mouth, and it's the worst moment of your entire life up till that point.
I have a question. Is it third person or first person?
Third person. Well, the divers are first person. Sharks are third. So you can. So that kind of adds to the visceralness of being a diver and getting attacked, because you see this fucking great white coming up on you, and it's just it's a really effective atmosphere and kind of gameplay. It's also just really fun. Like I've been having a lot of actual fun playing the game. It's pretty polished, and it's just kind of an interesting idea, because kind of the movement is being in water, it's kind of free movement, so you're not walking on a flat plane and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of that's one of the worst things, is that you literally never know where the shark can be coming from, because a lot of the times as a diver, you'll be in an enclosed space, but sharks have the ability to break through walls. So you're never really safe. So you could be behind a wall, and one of the abilities that the tiger shark has is to have this like electro sonar.
Holy shit.
So they can see, if they're close enough to a human, they can see through walls, or see your outline, so they can just break through the wall and grab you from behind without you even knowing it. So one minute you could be safe watching, your submersible, the next you could hear like a crash through a wall and be in a shark's mouth. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Holy shit.
It's kind of one of the most tense, like kind of unique multiplayer experiences I've had, and it's pretty well made. I really like it. It's scary as fuck. That being said, I have definitely like screamed, like legitimate screams from playing this game. So I'd like to see you guys give it a shot as a diver, and see what you guys think. So that's really it. I've been really pounding those two games. I've also been playing through Final Fantasy VIII, but
nice.
That's neither here nor there. Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite games of all time. It's super great. So I'm doing a 100% run, streaming it out 7 to 10 o'clock or 7 to 9 on Twitch.
Do you record them and just kind of post them after you do them live?
No, I do them live, and they're also recorded, so you can watch my entire playthrough if you go to my Twitch channel right now. So it's twitch.tv/RivDogSammy, and you can watch the whole playthrough there. At about midway through the third disc right now, so I'll finish that up this week probably. But that's really about it. Depth and Dying Light, the two double Ds, the smart one.
Double D.
Double D. The unsung hero of Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's going to bring us to the inevitable end of us all. The Phil fuck you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So
Phil seems terrified of his own power.
My own power. So do you guys mind if I talk about most of the stuff I talked about last week?
No, go for it. It was never heard.
It was never heard. So, okay, where did I start? All right. So you want to do the intro?
Dude, yeah. Fucking Phil. Yo. I got a dick. I got a penis. Yo. Stop.
Good for you, man.
5.
I said I got
4,
a dick. I've got
3,
a penis.
2, 1.
In interesting news, Chris Pratt is Indiana Jones.
We all know. Wait.
It hasn't been announced officially yet.
I think it has.
I don't think so. I think it was just rumored.
He beat out the American Sniper actor. Can't remember his name.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he was going to be Indiana Jones, and then it was Chris Pratt. At least this is what I got from Nerdist News, I'm
still fucking mad he's not Nathan Drake.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck Chris Pratt. Love him.
Chris Pratt. He is awesome.
Yeah,
but anyway, Stryker, have you read the first issue of Star Wars yet?
Yes.
Oh yes. What do you think?
I really enjoyed it. I can't wait I hope it. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. Art's by Jason Aaron. Written by Jason Aaron. Art's by John Cassaday. And I gotta say, I mean, it's John Cassaday's best work since Planetary. I love his work here. River.
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing I just want to brag to you about this issue. I talked about it last week. Yes, my dick.
Okay, sorry.
That has everything to do with the first issue of Star Wars.
Great, perfect.
Anyway, so not spoiling too many plot points, you got Chewbacca with Darth Vader in his sights because, Chewbacca's got like the sniper rifle, right? And he's about to pull the trigger. Vader senses him. Vader levitates a bunch of stormtroopers in the air and uses them as human shields, and they just get lit the fuck up. Okay. And it is just like, holy shit, Darth Vader. It reminds you why Darth Vader is a badass. and why stormtroopers are such expendable pieces of shit. It's very, very fucking cool. A lot of action happens. A lot happens in the first issue, and I'm always happy when I feel like I get an arc's worth of 4 issues worth of material in a single issue.
I'm excited to see where it goes with Darth Vader's story because it definitely painted him as a badass.
Mm-hmm. He's getting his own series.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's going to be great. I cannot wait.
Ow! Ow! Pump up the volume.
Pump up the volume. Dance
okay.
Dance.
So, yes, go on.
And I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple of weeks now. Sometime during my winter vacation, I managed to acquire the complete animated series of Spawn.
No, you fucking didn't.
Yeah, I did. I so did. And let me tell you something. There is not a Western animated series like it. If you're interested in more adult-oriented anime or animation, you best look to Japanese anime. Really, when it comes to Western cartoons, the only other place to look is like the heavy metal movies, and they're not very good. Or they just don't hold up very well. Spawn, on the other hand, again, there's nothing like it. It came out in the mid-90s, HBO series, one of the first HBO series. And the animation starts out pretty decent, but as the show goes on, it just really starts to shine, and it's just amazing. And the storytelling is great, and there's, say, about 6 episodes per season. And the majority of the series, I have yet to finish, the majority of the series seems like Al Simmons' origin story.
What era is this?
Pardon? What do you mean by that?
Like when was this a thing?
The 90s.
The mid-90s? Okay.
Yeah, and you had Todd McFarlane doing his little introductions. And you know what? The show has a lot of dark inks in it and a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
And it really looks at its best if you turn the lights off. Like, the show is designed to be watched in the dark, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. Now,
really,
is it geared towards kids or like?
Hell no.
No? Okay.
Again, this is an adult-oriented show on HBO.
Yeah. Oh,
that's why there's nothing like it. Yeah, that's why there's nothing.
Huh.
That's why there's not really a Western animated show like it.
Yeah.
Damn good show. So if anyone, I think it's on YouTube. It's not that hard to come across. Really interesting commentaries. Really awesome commentary by Todd McFarlane. I haven't seen every commentary for every episode he's done, but I've seen his commentaries for the first 3 episodes, and just really informative stuff.
I do love a good like creators commentary, like stuff they did in Portal and that kind of. It's always really kind of insightful and fun to listen to, kind of the creators of something,
Guillermo del Toro, director Guillermo del Toro, he has super fascinating and super enthusiastic
director
commentaries. Yeah, from Hellboy and Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, yeah.
And just really cool shit. So yeah, that's Spawn the animated series and Star Wars.
Very cool.
Very cool.
What else? Bring us
That's
some
it.
heat. Bring us some heat. That's it?
Yeah, good.
You don't have any more heat for us?
No more heat.
I need some heat, Philip.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in a standoff. Heat.
Okay,
I like that.
All right, there we go. That's it. That's a good exclamation point to end the show. So, any other points that we want to go over?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
I said everything I want to say. Yeah, well, that's cool. We will start a new era of the Pixel Chicken podcast next week. We will be recording in person, so
sweet.
Expect hype.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, literally it will be madness. So
yeah,
excited to bring that. We'll be getting some actual YouTube content pretty shortly.
Whoop, whoop.
What?
I said whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. We're doing I'm doing a lot of Twitch, so any listeners out there want to come and hang out. I'm usually streaming 7 to 9, twitch.tv/rivdog.sammy. And Striker, you also have the ability to stream out some PlayStation, so if you ever want to do that, that's twitch.tv/striker2134. And like always, follow the Twitter. That's at pixel_chicken. Like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/pixelchickenpodcast. Always send us your questions and comments. pixelchickenpodcast@gmail.com. And holy shit, that's a lot of stuff to spew off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go take a nap. Like a 10-minute nap.
Phil, bring us home
God,
with that
Phil.
fucked up noise.
Yeah.